Now, I'm wondering. I think we bring Ezekiel into the mix. Not often that I use melee characters in Last Stand, but gonna do it this time. Herschel gets to keep that, I think. Do we have another melee character who we want to bring into the fold? No Star Hero Scouts whatsoever. Ugh. I'm just doing it. T-Dog's actually got a pretty good chance of getting charge points. I'm just going to do this. We're just going to see what happens. Now, obviously, one of the key things here is that Herschel is going to be setting targets alight, and Ezekiel and T-Dog are going to be hitting them in close combat. So, not a great combo. But we've got tons and tons of first aid packs. We're going to be using those. Tanks. Ain't much we can do about them. Ezekiel, pretty good option against Commonwealths. Herschel, come on man, set him alight. Good. I'm probably going to wind up killing myself by just having Herschel just set these guys alight, and then T-Dog and Ezekiel get amongst it and just burn themselves to pieces. It's definitely something that can happen. It's happening now. But what the heck? I just wanted to see how it worked out. Herschel's going to have to skedaddle a bit there, I think. Oof. Fancy that. A bruiser killing a tank. Don't often see that. And of course, Last Stand, sometimes I want to do the absolute best that I can. If there is a support like Carol's Cookies, then yeah, I'm going to really think about what the most effective team is. That's who I'm going to use. If, you know, I'm not that concerned, then we're going to bust out some interesting heroes pretty much just for the sake of the vid. Let's get our metal-headed friend on fire. Hey, or not. Don't worry about it, Herschel. Don't worry about doing your job to keep everyone alive. Actually, don't worry about it. Let's just keep battering him. T-Dog gets so many hits, and of course we are weakening targets when we hit them. So, you know, it's... What was it now? I think I mentioned it in the last stand that we did before this. If you have the right setups, especially Outlaw Negan doing his thing, bruisers can wind up actually causing a lot of damage. Put you there. Put a bullet through your heads. So Fighter Rosita and Outlaw Negan, I found them to be a really effective combo. In fact, I did upload a video. I wasn't going to upload it. It was just some footage that I was making. I did upload it though. It was exactly that. Fighter Rosita and Outlaw Negan. And just the amount of damage that was being done because of Knock Knock, basically. It was pretty funny. It was pretty bad. It was pretty good. Pretty bad, pretty good. You know what I mean. It was very effective. Oof. T-Dog, man, getting those little digs in. New heroes are nice and interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are. They're really good. I think they've really come up with some interesting ones. Magna, I've not really found much of a use for. I've got to say, but then I haven't got it fully charged. Oh, old man Herschel. I shouldn't have... That was a silly place to just leave him, to be honest. Shouldn't have done that. Should have known that was a bad move. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call. I think I'd just leave everybody the heck alone, really. No, I can get him on fire. Him I don't want to touch because he's herded. Bad guys are closing in. I've not really got a great feeling about this team, I must admit. To be fair, I was using them. I just wanted to see sort of maybe how they played all together, what they were like. But I've not got high hopes for us setting any sort of world records on Last Stand with them, I must admit. Definitely want you on fire, sir. Two of these guys can reach T-Dog. So I can do that, I can stun him. I can hope that Primed kicks in. When this guy attacks, T-Dog defends himself. Right, now I don't think this guy is actually where he is showing he is. He's not next to us, he's there. It's that ever so interesting graphical glitch. Okay, let's get some more guys cooking who need to be cooking. Let's back away from that tank, shall we? Oof. First aid kit's in high demand. And that again is because we are setting targets light and then battering them in hand-to-hand combat, which has its problems. As a strategy, it's just not a very good one. Pretty obvious reasons. I want you stunned and I want you dead. Okay, is he going to get T-Dog? Could do with the governor rolling in with a tank. Yeah, as long as he's on our side. You know what he was like. Might well have just sided with the flipping walkers. If we have a choice, T-Dog's going to start battering that guy because he's got more health. Well, the governor was your favourite baddie. Yeah, I mean, it's tempting to say Negan because he's sort of fresher in our minds and stuff. I would still say he is an outright baddie, you know, even given everything that happens in Dead City and all of that. But, yeah, I mean, the Governor, they nailed it with the Governor. Season 3, wasn't it, that he was introduced? And, up until then, there hadn't sort of been a real big baddie. He was the first consistent deadly threat of that type. I mean, he walked so that Negan, Alpha, all of those guys could run. Okay, now we should be able to defend ourselves. We're burning through those first aid packs. Good performance as well. David Morrissey, class actor. Another Brit as well. It's like good old Andy Lincoln and Mercer. I can't remember if Ezekiel is Brit. Jesus. Maggie, obviously, Lauren Cohan. With her now slightly Americanized accent. She's been living in America for long enough, you can kind of hear that twang is kind of coming in. Bless her. Still remember when she was on Supernatural. Along with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Sam and Dean's dad. Didn't put that together. Who do you think they're going to add next, as in characters from the show? I don't know, because I mean you're looking at prolific characters from the spin-offs or just fan favourites from the classic show. I mean, which direction are they going to go in? You don't know, so tough to say. Play with some Fear the Walking Dead. I think that there's some weird IP wrangling and stuff going on behind the scenes with Fear the Walking Dead. It's just the way it goes. You would think that, like, oh well, it's a Walking Dead show. They could use them in the game or any of the affiliated properties. Surely, that's not always the way that it works with intellectual property. So, we haven't seen anything from Fear. We haven't seen anything from Beyond either. And that might be, because of studio politics, basically. It happens. Even happens with things like Star Trek. You'd think, like, right, well, Star Trek, right? And you're like, no, there's weird rights issues around all the different iterations of it. Okay, so we are hanging on here. I think that maybe what we could do is we could be a bit more liberal with T-Dog's charge attacks. He's got a very good chance of getting his charge points back. To be fair, so does Ezekiel. For what it's worth, let's just get him back up to sort of full health. I think I'm kind of okay with this weird stun wall that's going on. Would love Victor or even Skidmark. Skidmark? Don't know who that is. When you say Victor, do you mean is that Strand? Because he was a great character. Domingo Coleman from Fear the Walking Dead. He really was a standout character. Him and Madison as well. I think that most people would agree they kind of held the show together, such as it was, for a very long time. Great actors, great characters. They really were. But I'm just wondering how many sort of really iconic characters you've got from Beyond and Fear. Not to comment on the shows or anything like that. I'm just practically. Okay, now this is kind of what I wanted, was a stun wall like this. Poor old T-Dog is getting his hands burned. Ezekiel should be able to defend himself. He shouldn't be going down just yet. T-Dog, I think, might go into the red. Rather he hadn't. I would rather he hadn't, but he did. Oof. Ezekiel. Mate. Let's use them cookies, because, like, seriously, when else are we going to get the chance? It's just... Okay, that's good. That's good. T-Dog, I kind of want you getting away from people. I don't want you burning yourself. Oh, Herschel, no! Oh! Maybe that's why why I left T-Dog there. Okay, we're just gonna try and stay alive. We're gonna try and do some wacky stun wall stuff. Let's get that tank out of here and let's get him immobilized. I mean, the only good thing is we're not gonna have. I was gonna say we're not gonna have any more burning enemies. I was trying to see on the positive side there, but Ezekiel might actually burn himself to death here. Ooh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. He's not a bad one to have as the last man standing, but... Oh! Talk about going down swinging. Very good effort there with that team. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe I should have picked a better team. What I could do is I could have done something like that and maybe just not had Herschel turning them into walking torches that were going to burn his teammates to death.